My therapist asked me to write this down. She said sometimes the act of documentation helps separate what happened from what we think happened. I don't know if that's true, but here goes. This was 3 months ago. I was house sitting for my older sister Rachel while she was in Costa Rica with her fiancé. Her townhouse is in Fremont, one of those narrow 3-story builds with the Nest thermostats and the engineered hardwood that always feels slightly sticky under bare feet. She has a cat named Donut, a gray tabby who mostly ignores humans. My only job was to feed him Fancy Feast grilled salmon twice a day and water her fiddle leaf fig. I'm a freelance copy editor, so the setup was ideal. I could work from her kitchen table, which had better light than my studio apartment anyway. The first 2 days were completely normal. I remember the specific hum of her Sub-Zero fridge, the way the afternoon sun hit the backsplash at exactly 4:47 p.m. I ate leftover pad thai from her Tupperware. I watched The Great British Bake Off on her Samsung Frame TV. On the third night, I woke up at 2:14 a.m. because Donut was yowling, not meowing. Yowling. That guttural, almost human sound cats make when they're terrified or in pain. I found him at the bottom of the staircase, back arched, staring up toward the second floor. The stairs were dark. Rachel's motion sensor nightlight hadn't triggered. I turned on the overhead light. Nothing there. Just carpeted stairs and the framed photo of her and Jason at Crater Lake halfway up. Donut bolted past me into the kitchen. I went back to bed. The next morning, I noticed something odd while carrying laundry upstairs. The Crater Lake photo was lower than I remembered. Not dramatically, maybe 3 or 4 inches, but enough that it now hung slightly off-center from the sconce. I dismissed it. Maybe I'd bumped it in the dark. That afternoon, I worked at the kitchen table as usual. Around 3 p.m., I went upstairs to use the bathroom. When I came down, my laptop was closed. I never close my laptop mid-edit. My coffee mug had been moved 6 inches to the left. The document I'd been working on, a promotional email for a dental startup, was still open on screen when I lifted the lid, cursor blinking in the same spot. I was alone in the house. I checked every room, closets, the basement. The back door was locked from the inside, chain latch still engaged, all windows shut. I texted Rachel. "Did you give anyone else a key?" She responded 3 hours later. "Just you." "Why?" I didn't answer. That night I stayed awake. I sat on the couch in the living room with all the lights on, watching the staircase. Donut slept on the armchair across from me, unconcerned. At 2:11 a.m., the motion sensor nightlight on the stairs clicked on. No one was there. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Slow, deliberate, coming down. The stairs. Not the creak of settling wood, actual footfalls, the specific compression of carpet under weight, the rhythm of a human gait. Left foot, right foot. Left, right. I watched the stairs. The light stayed on. Nothing appeared. The footsteps reached the bottom, stopped. I could hear breathing, not my own. I was holding my breath. This was someone else's breath, measured and calm, maybe 6 feet in front of me. I turned on my phone flashlight and swept it across the entryway. Empty air. The breathing continued for 11 seconds, then stopped. The motion light clicked off. I didn't sleep. At 6 a.m., I packed my laptop and drove to a Starbucks. I researched carbon monoxide poisoning, auditory hallucinations, hypnagogic states. None of it fit. I hadn't been tired. The sounds were too specific, too external. I called Rachel, got voicemail. Left a rambling message about maybe coming home early, that I wasn't feeling well. She texted back, "Food poisoning? There's Pepto in the upstairs bathroom." I didn't go back until noon, convincing myself it was a one-time glitch in perception. The Crater Lake photo was gone, not moved. Gone. The nail was still in the wall. The rectangular outline was visible in the dust. I checked every room, every closet, the garage, the recycling bin. I found it at 1:30 p.m. leaning against the washing machine in the basement. The frame was warm to the touch, though the basement was cold. The glass had 3 hairline cracks, radiating from the center directly over Rachel's face. I brought it back upstairs and hung it on the nail. At 2:14 p.m., I heard the footsteps again, this time from the second floor. Walking from the bedroom to the bathroom, the toilet flushed. Water ran in the sink for 37 seconds. I was standing in the kitchen. I left, packed everything, put Donut in his carrier, locked the door. I texted Rachel that there was a gas leak and I'd called someone, that I was taking Donut to my place. She said, "Fine, thanks." I never told her the truth. When she got back, she mentioned the photo frame was cracked and assumed she'd done it herself before leaving. The house was fine, nothing missing, nothing different. But I check her Instagram sometimes. She posts photos of the townhouse, cozy dinners, Donut in a sunbeam. In a picture from 2 weeks ago, there's a shot of her staircase. The Crater Lake photo is gone again. She hasn't mentioned it. I don't know if I should tell her. The part that stays with me isn't the footsteps or the breathing. It's the warmth of the picture frame. Like someone had been holding it. Like they'd been looking at it for a long time before putting it down. I still don't know who shares that house with her. This is for the record, I guess. My lawyer said to document everything timeline-wise in case this escalates. I don't think it will. I don't think it can. But here it is. I'm a regional sales manager for a medical supply company. 3 weeks ago, I was driving back from a client meeting in Sacramento. Took Highway 50 through El Dorado County. It was late October, already dark by 6 p.m. I remember NPR was doing a segment about inflation. My phone was in the cup holder of my Accord, connected via Bluetooth. The cabin smelled like the Auntie Anne's pretzel I'd eaten 2 hours earlier. At 6:47 p.m., my phone rang. Caller ID said, "Mom." I answered through the car speaker. "Hey, what's up?" Silence, then breathing. Shallow, irregular. Like someone trying not to cry. "Mom, you there?" The breathing continued for maybe 8 seconds. Then a voice, my mother's voice, definitely hers, same slight rasp from decades of smoking, said, "Don't come home tonight." The line went dead. I called back immediately. It rang 4 times, went to voicemail. I tried again. Same thing. I left a message. "Mom, what's going on? Call me back." I wasn't panicking yet. My mother is 68, lives alone in Citrus Heights since Dad died. She has anxiety, sometimes gets worked up over nothing. But that phrase, "Don't come home tonight," it was too specific, too strange. I called my brother Derek. He lives in Portland, but we check in about Mom regularly. "Have you talked to Mom today?" I asked. "Yeah, this morning. Why?" "She just called me, sounded weird. Said not to come home tonight." "Come home where? Her place?" "I don't know. She hung up before I could ask." Derek tried calling her. No answer. We agreed he'd keep trying and I'd swing by her house since I was only 40 minutes out. I got there at 7:34 p.m. Her porch light was on. Her Camry was in the driveway. I knocked. No answer. I used my key. She'd given both Derek and me copies after Dad's stroke. Mom, the house was silent. Lights on in the living room and kitchen. Jeopardy was playing on the TV, muted. Her crossword puzzle book sat open on the coffee table, pen resting in the margin. A mug of tea on the side table, still warm. But no Mom. I checked every room. Bedroom empty, bed made. Bathroom empty, sink dry. I called her phone from inside the house. I could hear it ringing in her purse, which was hanging on the hook by the garage door. Her keys were there, her wallet. I called Derek. She's not here. Her car's here, her purse is here, but she's gone. What do you mean, gone? I mean, she's not in the house, Derek. He told me to call the police. I did. 2 officers arrived at 8:15 p.m. I explained everything. The call, the abandoned house, the still warm tea. They took notes, checked the house themselves, asked about her mental state, medical conditions, whether she had dementia. No, I said, she's sharp. She does crosswords every night. They filed a report. Said to call if she turned up or if I heard from her again. They'd put out a silver alert in the morning if she didn't surface. I sat in her living room until midnight. Derek called every 20 minutes. Nothing. At 12:04 a.m., my phone buzzed. Voicemail notification from Mom. Timestamp 6:47 p.m. The same time she'd called earlier, I played it. Her voice. Don't come home tonight. Then silence, then the message ended. I stared at my phone. That wasn't possible. She'd said it live on the call. This was a voicemail, one that apparently existed before I'd even missed a call. I checked my call log. The 6:47 p.m. entry showed as a received call, duration 32 seconds. There was no missed call before it. This voicemail had appeared retroactively. I played it again. Same message, same breathing, same words. Derek called. Anything? I just got a voicemail from her, I said, from 6:47, from the same time she called me. What does it say? Don't come home tonight. Long pause. That's what she said on the call, right? Yeah. So maybe it's a duplicate phone glitch? Maybe. But it wasn't. I'd answered the call. We'd talked briefly. You don't leave a voicemail for a call, someone answers. At 2:14 a.m., sitting on her couch, I got another voicemail notification from Mom. Timestamp 6:47 p.m. I didn't want to play it. My hands were shaking when I pressed the icon, her voice again, don't come home tonight. But this time there was something after the silence. Faint, barely audible, a door closing, footsteps on hardwood, then my own voice. Mom, you there? It was the conversation from the car, the entire thing, but packaged as a voicemail that supposedly existed at 6:47 p.m., even though I'd answered it live. I called Derek. Something's wrong with my phone. I keep getting the same voicemail from her, but it's from the call I answered. Forward it to me. I tried. The voicemail wouldn't forward, wouldn't even save. Like when I checked voicemail inbox, it showed 0 messages. But 5 minutes later, another notification. Same timestamp. 6:47 p.m., I didn't listen to it. At 6:52 a.m., a patrol officer called. They'd found my mother at a Denny's off Greenback Lane, 5 miles from her house. She was fine, confused. Said she'd woken up in a booth with no memory of how she'd gotten there, still wearing her house slippers, no coat. I picked her up at 7:30. She looked small, exhausted. I asked what happened. I don't know, honey. I was doing my crossword and then I was at Denny's. They gave me coffee. Do you remember calling me last night? She frowned. I didn't call you. I showed her my call log. 6:47 p.m., 32 seconds. She stared at it. "I didn't call you?" she repeated. I checked her phone. Outgoing calls. Nothing to my number. No record of the 6:47 p.m. call. That was 3 weeks ago. She's been fine since. Doctors found nothing wrong. No stroke, no psychiatric episode. She doesn't remember leaving her house. Derek thinks she had a dissociative event triggered by stress. But I still get the voicemails. Not every day, not even every week. But they come. Always time-stamped 6:47 p.m. on that same date in October. Always the same message. "Don't come home tonight." Last week, I played the most recent one all the way through. After her voice, after the silence, I heard something I hadn't noticed before. In the background, very faint, a TV, Jeopardy. The same episode that was playing on her muted TV when I arrived at her empty house. And then, even fainter footsteps, not hers. Someone was in the house with her when she made that call. But she never made the call. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. I'm writing this in a Google Doc because I need the timestamp proof. My girlfriend Emma thinks I'm losing it, and maybe I am, but at least this way there's a record that can't be altered. That's what matters now. Provable sequence. I'm a grad student at UC Berkeley, Literature PhD track, specializing in 19th century American fiction. 2 months ago, I checked out a first edition of Melville's The Confidence Man from the Bancroft Library's Rare Books collection. Call numbers 2384.C6, 1857. I needed it for my dissertation on unreliable narration. You can't take these books home. You read them in the supervised reading room, cotton gloves, the whole protocol. The book was in decent condition. Leather binding slightly cracked. Foxing on some pages. The particular smell of old paper like vanilla and dust. I was on page 47 taking notes on my laptop when I noticed the handwriting in the margin. Pencil, very faint, in a cramped cursive that looked period appropriate. He doesn't realize yet. I assumed it was a reader's note from the 1800s. Collectors love that stuff. Marginalia adds value. I took a photo with my phone to reference later. The writing was next to a passage where the protagonist encounters a stranger on a steamboat. I kept reading. On page 63, another note. "Neither do you." That one made me pause. The phrasing was odd, almost like it was addressed to the reader. I photographed it too. Page 91. Check page 47 again. My stomach did something strange. I flipped back to page 47. The margin note was different. It now read, "You're reading this on November 4th, 2024. That was yesterday's date." The date I was sitting there in that reading room. I stared at it. I pulled up the photo on my phone. The one I'd taken 30 minutes earlier. In the photo, the note still said he doesn't realize yet. But on the physical page in front of me, it said something else entirely. I looked around. There were 4 other people in the reading room, all absorbed in their own materials. The librarian at the monitoring desk was typing an email. No one was near me. No one could have switched the book. I took another photo of page 47, put my phone down, looked at the page, because same note. "You're reading this on November 4th, 2024. Checked the new photo. The note in the photo said, "You're going to check your phone now." I dropped the phone. It clattered on the desk. The librarian glanced over, annoyed. I closed the book. Sat there for 10 minutes, hands shaking. This wasn't possible. Marginalia doesn't change. Books don't update themselves. I considered carbon monoxide, hallucination, some kind of stress-induced break. But the photos existed. They showed different text each time. I opened the book again, flipped to page 63. The note now read, "You're wondering if anyone else has seen this?" I was. I'd been about to raise my hand and call the librarian over. Page 91, "Don't tell her, she'll take the book away." I closed it again. I sat there until the reading room closed at 5 p.m. I didn't tell anyone. That night, I couldn't sleep. I researched everything. Hoax books, RG marketing stunts, thermochromic ink. Nothing fit. This was a cataloged first edition from 1857. It had been in the Bancroft's climate-controlled vault for decades. The next morning, I requested the book again. Same call number, same reading room. The librarian, different one this time, younger guy with gauges, retrieved it from the vault and handed it to me. I opened to page 47, hands sweating through the cotton gloves. The note said, "You came back." Page 63. "You're going to read this whole book now, aren't you?" Page 91. "I've been waiting for someone like you." I read for 6 hours straight. The novel has 394 pages. Starting around page 120, every single page had a new margin note. They weren't about the book anymore. Page 156. "Your girlfriend's name is Emma. You've been together 14 months. Page 203. "You're afraid this means you're schizophrenic like your uncle?" Page 247. "You're not. This is really happening." Page 301. "Turn to page 352 before you read any further." I turned to page 352. The note there said, "Tomorrow, November 6th, you're going to receive an email at 2:17 p.m. The subject line will be Dissertation Committee Update. Don't open it until you've finished this book." I photographed every page. Took me 40 minutes. When I reviewed the photos later that night, every single margin note showed different text than what I'd seen in person. In the photos, they were all the same phrase, repeated, "Stop reading." The next day, November 6th, I didn't go to campus. I stayed home. Emma was at her lab. I sat at our kitchen table watching my inbox. At 2:17 p.m., an email arrived. Subject, Dissertation Committee Update. I didn't open it. I drove to campus, went straight to the reading room, requested the book. I opened to page 352. The note now read, "Good. You listened. Now open the email." I pulled out my phone, opened the email. It was from my advisor, Professor Chen, standard stuff about scheduling my next committee meeting. Nothing strange. I read it twice. I looked back at the book, page 352. Nothing happened, right? You're wondering what the point was. Page 353. The point is that you did what I told you to. That's what matters. Page 354. Close the book now. Don't come back. I didn't listen. I went back yesterday. November 8th. The book was checked out. The librarian, the original one from the first day, checked the system. Looks like it's been requested by... She squinted at the screen. That's odd. What? The patron name is listed as you, but you're here. You didn't check it out. Can you see who has it? It's still in the vault according to this, but marked as in use. She looked confused. Let me go check. She came back 10 minutes later. It's not there. The record says it was reshelved at 11 a.m. today, but it's not on the shelf. I filled out a report for a missing item. She said they'd investigate. This morning I got an email from the Bancroft Library System. Subject, overdue item notice. The book, The Confidence Man. Due date, November 4th, 2024. The day I first read it. But I never checked it out. You can't check out rare books. I called the library. The woman I spoke to confirmed. According to their records, I checked out 2384-1857 on November 4th, and it's now 4 days overdue. There's a hold on my library account until I return it. I didn't check it out, I said. You can't check out rare books. Sir, I'm looking at the digital signature right here. That's your student ID. I asked to speak to a supervisor. They put me on hold for 20 minutes. When they came back, they said the record had been corrected. Must have been a system error. No book checked out, no overdue. Notice, I'm clear. But the email is still in my inbox. I've screenshot it. Timestamp, 9:47 a.m., November 9th, 2024. Last night, Emma found me at 3 a.m., sitting in our living room in the dark. What are you doing? She asked. Waiting, I said. For what? I didn't know how to answer. This morning, a package arrived. No return address. Inside, a book. The Confidence Man. First edition. Call number 2384-26, 1857. I haven't opened it yet. It's sitting on my desk right now, 12 inches from my laptop. Emma wants me to throw it away. She thinks someone's fucking with me. Elaborate prank. Hidden camera thing. But I checked the Bancrofts catalog an hour ago. The book is listed as available. In the vault. Same call number, so either there are 2 first editions, which is impossible, or the book I have isn't the book that's in the vault, or the book in the vault isn't there at all. I don't know which option scares me more. I think I'm going to open it now. I'll update this document after. Document last edited November 9th, 2024, 4:23 p.m. No further updates. Maya took the house-sitting job because the pay was absurd. $3,000 for 2 weeks watching the Fenwick place while the owners wintered in Aruba. The Victorian sat at the end of Crescent Hill Lane, where every house looked like it had been dipped in Christmas. Wreaths, lights, inflatable Santas bleeding light into the snow. The neighbors were eager to help. Mrs. Chen from next door brought cookies on Maya's first night, her smile wide and fixed. Just so you know, we all keep our porch lights on after 10. It's tradition. Keeps the street bright for Santa. She laughed, but her eyes didn't move. Mr. Alvarez from across the street caught Maya checking the mail. The Fenwicks always kept the attic door locked during the holidays. Old house superstition, you know. Best to respect it. He said it pleasantly, like discussing the weather. Maya found the first anomaly on night 3. The nativity scene on the mantel had been rearranged. Mary now faced away from the manger, staring at the wall. Maya turned her back, certain she'd nudged it while dusting. When she mentioned it to Mrs. Chen, the woman nodded sympathetically. Old houses shift. The floorboards settle unevenly. Everything drifts. But the attic door bothered Maya. It had 3 deadbolts. On night 7, Maya's curiosity won. The Fenwick's key ring had a small brass key that fit the top lock. The others opened easily after. The attic was pristine. No dust, no cobwebs. In the center sat an antique advent calendar, the kind with tiny wooden doors. It was dated 1987. Somehow, impossibly, door number 7 hung open. Maya leaned closer. Behind the door was a tiny carved scene. A woman standing in an attic, bending toward a calendar. The woman had Maya's haircut, her coat. Maya's phone chimed. A text from an unknown number. Door 8, tomorrow. Don't look. That night, she heard footsteps above her bedroom. Soft, measured. Directly over her bed, though the attic had no floorboards where those steps fell. Just open rafters she'd seen that afternoon. She found the building permit in the Fenwick study. In 1987, their daughter Emily had died on Christmas Eve. The parents had commissioned the calendar as a memorial. Each door was supposed to reveal a happy memory. But Emily's death hadn't been an accident. The report was vague, clinical. Self-inflicted asphyxiation in the attic space. The calendar hadn't been built to remember Emily. It had been built to count down to her. Mrs. Chen let herself in on night 9 without knocking. Her pleasant mask was gone. She looked exhausted, decades older. "You opened it?" Maya backed toward the kitchen. "I didn't. I just looked." "She counts," Mrs. Chen said flatly. "Every December she counts the days until Christmas Eve. The calendar keeps her focused on the past, the doors we've already opened. You opened your own door. Now she's counting toward you." Mr. Alvarez appeared in the doorway behind her, holding a thermos of something that smelled like copper and pine. "The Fenwicks started it trying to bring her back. We've been keeping her occupied for 37 years. The lights, the decorations, the calendar, it's all anchoring. She wants Christmas Eve. She wants to finish." "We can give you 3 options," Mrs. Chen continued. 1, you stay. Become the house sitter permanently. Someone has to be here every December to open the calendar doors on schedule. The old doors, not new ones. 2, you leave tonight, but she's seen you now. She'll follow. You'll have to draw her somewhere isolated, stay there every winter. 3, destroy the calendar, burn it before Christmas Eve. "That works?" Maya's voice cracked. Mr. Alvarez's expression was answer enough. "The last person who tried is still in the attic. We hear 2 sets of footsteps now during December." Maya lives in a cabin in northern Manitoba now, 400 miles from the nearest town. She arrives every November 28th and stays through January 2nd. The footsteps started 3 days after she left Crescent Hill. Soft, measured, directly above her head in every apartment, hotel, house. She tried cities first, thought crowds might hide her. But the steps grew heavier with more people nearby, angry, like Emily was pushing through them to reach her. In the cabin, the footsteps are almost gentle, patient. Maya knows what Emily is doing. She's counting. Every object in the cabin shifts slightly when Maya isn't looking. Books, dishes, the firewood stack. Each morning something new faces the wrong direction, oriented toward the window, toward the date, toward Christmas Eve. Maya's researched everything, talked to historians, folklorists, anyone who'd listen. No one can explain where Emily's consciousness went in that attic, or why the calendar gave it shape and purpose. Some mechanisms don't have origins that human logic can trace. They're just wounds in the world that learn to move. What Maya can't answer, what keeps her staring at the cabin's shadow-thick rafters, is simpler and worse. What happens when Emily finishes counting? What comes after Christmas Eve? When the calendar has no more doors? The last photo Maya took, a selfie to prove to her sister she was okay, developed with something wrong. In the window behind her, blurred but unmistakable, a girl's face pressed against the glass. The girl was smiling. The countdown, Maya understands now, isn't to an ending. It's to an arrival. I took the long-haul trucking job because my marriage ended, and sitting still felt like drowning. 3 weeks cross-country, decent pay, nobody asking questions. Route 40 through the Nevada stretch, empty, straight, exactly what I needed. The CB chatter started around dusk on day 2. Veteran haulers, voices worn smooth by years of static and diesel fumes. They were friendly enough, swapping load times and weather reports. Then Big Martha came through on Channel 19. "You're new on this stretch, aren't you, driver?" Her voice had that particular kindness that made me nervous. "First timer," I confirmed. "Welcome then, but just so you know. Past mile marker 518, the channel gets funny. Interference from the old radio tower. Switch to Channel 7 after that. Makes for clearer conversation." 3 other drivers confirmed it immediately, like a rehearsed chorus. Channel 7 after 5:18. Got it. I noticed it around mile marker 490. My logbook had an entry I didn't write. Same handwriting, same pen, but documenting a rest stop I'd never taken. When I mentioned it on the CB, Big Martha laughed warmly. "The desert plays tricks, honey. Heat, exhaustion, eye strain. You probably stopped and forgot. Happens to everyone out here." At mile marker 502, I saw the sign. Rest area, mile 518, no services. Beneath it, smaller hand-painted bypass recommended. Professional habit made me pull in anyway. Truckers check every rest stop. You never know when the next one's coming. The lot was empty except for one structure. A corrugated metal shack with a faded sign reading "Way Station, closed, 1979. The door was unlocked. Inside, a single functioning device, an ancient CB radio, crackling with power it shouldn't have. The frequency dial was locked on channel 518. I'd never seen a channel that high. I picked up the receiver. "Hello?" The response came immediately, my own voice, exhausted and hoarse. "Don't stop at mile marker 645, the axle breaks. You go through the guardrail at 3:47 a.m. My hand went numb. The receiver clattered to the floor. I ran back to my truck, engine already running in my panic to leave. But the CB in my cab was on. Had I left it on? And tuned to channel 518. My voice again, different words this time. "The left rear tire blows at marker 573. You overcorrect. The fuel tank ruptures." I switched it off. Ripped the power cord out. It kept transmitting. In the glove box, I found the previous driver's logbook. The truck was a recent acquisition. His last entry dated 6 months ago. "Channel 518 knows how you die. Every mile marker is a different death. It shows you all of them. Don't listen. Can't stop listening." The final page was just tallies, hundreds of them, like he'd been counting something. Big Martha's rig blocked the road at mile marker 530. She stood in my headlights, arms crossed. That warm voice now cold through my CB speaker. "You went inside." I gripped the wheel. "What the hell is that thing?" "It's a map," she said, climbing into my passenger seat without asking. Up close, she looked hollowed out, ancient. Every death on every mile of this highway, broadcasting simultaneously on a frequency that shouldn't exist. A researcher tried to predict accident patterns in '79, used some kind of probabilistic quantum radio. It worked. It predicted everything. Then it started causing them. Drivers would hear their deaths and swerve to avoid them, right into the new death the radio had already calculated. So you just, what? Let it sit there? We keep it contained. We warn people about Channel 19's interference. We make sure Channel 518 stays locked in that shack. We mark the rest stop as closed. You opened a direct line. Now it knows your route, your truck, your decisions. It's calculating every possible way you die out here. Her eyes were empty of sympathy. 3 choices, driver. 1, you become a watcher. Join us on the CB, warn new haulers, guide them past the rest stop forever. 2, you leave trucking entirely, but the radio follows. Wherever you drive, rental car, bus, doesn't matter. You'll hear Channel 518 showing you how that vehicle kills you. You'll have to stop driving, stop moving, 3. Go back to the shack, try to destroy it. The last driver who tried is still broadcasting. We hear his voice predicting his own death on loop. It never comes. I drive Channel 7 now. Every night I key the mic and give the friendly warning about interference past mile marker 518. I've been doing it for 8 months. Channel 518 never fully left. Sometimes my CB switches itself on between stations, just for a second, and I hear fragments. My voice, older, younger, screaming, calm. 1,000 variations of my last words. The brake line, I didn't see the... Oh God, What I can't figure out, what keeps me staring at the empty highway at 3 a.m. is this. If the radio shows every possible death, every branching decision tree, then what happens when the possibilities collapse? When one of those predictions finally comes true? Are all the other versions of me still broadcasting on Channel 518? Are they dying over and over in that probability space, trapped in the calculations? Sometimes in the static between transmissions, I hear breathing that isn't quite my own rhythm. Last week, a new hauler asked me why I always sound so tired. I gave him the warning about Channel 19, told him to switch to 7 after marker 518, kept my voice warm and helpful. In my rear view mirror, mile marker 645 slides past. It's 3:47 a.m. My hands are steady on the wheel. I'm still driving.